Hello everybody and welcome back to the Christie Lake Ice Bowl. This is round 2. This is the front 11. It is brought to you by Dynamic Disc, Christie Lake Conservation Area, and the sponsors listed below. I am one of your hosts, Julian Murphy.
Yep, wearing the red Innova hat that I believe you're wearing now, signed by 5-time world champion Paul Macbeth and Paige Pierce. And I'm Justin Murphy, wearing a Buzz hat in that picture, and one now. So, pretty good continuity for Julian and I, and we are here for the final round. I know it's round 2, and Julian was very intelligent, as he is, to say front 11, because we know now, as long as they didn't change something on us, throw us a curveball, that this will be the front 11 of the final round of the Ice Bowl Challenge, Julian.
It's still a front 9, but it's a 9.1 and a 9.2 on top of the front 9.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the decimals are all about, but we'll figure it out.
Cam Zanini drawing off that hat, giving his hand a flick. Good thing he didn't use his disking hand. That's a pro move right there.
Yeah, and
8 down through the front 9.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is your leader.
6 down for Chris Brown after round, 1 back 9.
Rhyming again is Julian Lesage.
948 rated with a wink. He's doing well. He's having a good time. Chris Ozolins 5 down after the front, or round 1, sorry.
Look at that scarf. I don't know. I want to know. Like, of course he wears a scarf. It looks so good on him.
And it's cold out.
And it's cold out. Your neck is going to get cold. Like, that's just what happens.
James Duong with a massive back 9. He is 4 down now through the event after the first round. He had a tough front 11.
Would you say he's 7 down on the back?
I think he was 7 down on the back 9.
That is something to behold, folks.
Oh yeah, and that's the last hole results of round 1. Right now the scores are running totals for the event, so we're going to keep it and get right into this at hole 1. And we're playing from the short tees now. Keep that in mind, folks.
Shorts for everybody in the afternoon. Much easier. But sometimes it's not easy to know you need to birdie a hole. Mm-hmm. This is 230 feet. Probably an overstable putter. Throw it towards that big tree in the middle and have it fade either just before it or just after it and nestle up to this basket. Sometimes you can throw maybe an overstable or maybe a straight flying fairway driver if you want to get nasty and throw a higher hyzer and try and ace it, which I tried to do. I parked it, didn't ace it, but that's fine. And see what Cam does here. Well, this looks perfect.
I was calling that disc a mid-range. I'm sure that's I think that might be a P3 or a P3X.
Oh, it just blasts out of his fingertips. Yeah. My goodness.
That's that overstable putter you were looking for.
Yeah. Wasn't it red?
That one was orange.
Oh, okay.
With a red stamp. Chris Brown.
Second place. He's got maybe a driver in his hand of sorts, fairway driver. And this is early. Could work.
Ooh.
Will work, of course, is what I meant. 11 feet. Great shot, Christopher. Chris Brown, no, not the one you're thinking of. And Chris Ozolins now.
He's the one we're thinking of.
Mm-hmm. This looks money, too. Missed that tree.
And that's long.
Yeah.
And these guys are used to throwing 300 and 400 foot shots, so now we're going down to significantly shorter. The shorts play significantly easier all around, I would say, on this course, as they typically do. James
Duong wearing his player package dynamic disc sweater. Got a little chillier in the afternoon, would you not say, Julian?
I would say that. And one, that's a tough roll.
Oh, I thought it was rolling uphill. I got very, it was deceptive for me here.
One interesting thing to note is because this isn't PDGA sanctioned, the pros can have a player's pack. And that's up to the TDs. So.
Thanks. Julian is a wealth of knowledge. If anyone ever wants to learn stuff about this sport, talk to him. I'm just more of like the dumb brother.
The funny guy.
Well.
You're not dumb, brother. We're good. We work well.
I have average intelligence for someone my age. Cam Zanini with an Anheuser putt. Let's see if he can get this sucker into the basket, Julian.
Trying to channel his inner Oz from round 1.
Good call.
And just goes over the basket. Somehow didn't hit the flagpole, though. I thought that was dead center over the basket. Yeah. There's a little flag there, and it just
Maybe
missed
wasn't
it.
leaning enough.
Could have been.
The other flagpoles. Chris for about 18 feet for his birdie. Tad long on the drive, but that'll happen on a short hole like this.
Oh, and he just stabs that right into the basket. That looked like a fencing stab or something.
Good call.
With that putt.
He's got a bit of a stab putt, but I mean, if you're 996 rated and you win a lot of tournaments in this area and people know who you are, why change it?
Absolutely. James Duong cleaning up his par. Chris Brown.
Birdie putt. From about 12. A couple of spectators hiding under umbrella, and let's see here. Give him something to cheer for, Chris Brown.
From downtown. Oh no!
He knew right out of his hand.
And it's tough with the camera in the background there.
I didn't even see that guy there. He's wearing camo. Sorry.
Cam Zanini.
Cam.
Cleaning up his par, I believe.
Yep. Shot 3 there, according to our counter.
Oh, yes. Good call.
Chris with the unfortunate birdie miss, and I think he's going to get this one.
And he's going to put that Bronte Creek disc right in the basket.
Yeah, shout out to Bronte Creek in this round. My goodness, what a lot of...
Look at it. They've got matching hats now. Do you see... Or was that matching the whole time and I only just noticed?
Oh, I think you're right. Was it Chris Brown not wearing a... Yeah, see, he was wearing a Leafs toque. I thought so.
Interesting. So
Yeah.
he has brought 2 hats. The Bronte one is likely a little bit drier. Chris Ozolins with the lone birdie on hole 1 and 3 other parts to clean it up. That's a fairly easy hole. So a lot of those guys likely wanted that those putts back.
Yeah, for sure, especially
drives.
Chris Brown and not Rihanna's ex. So this one is that tunnel hole 2. You move up about 50 feet here and throw the same type of shot, but it really takes those early trees out of the equation. So you have a much more open gap. The gap doesn't really happen here till about 180 feet up the fairway. So grab a putter, maybe throw a flip to flat and kind of nestle it up to this basket. Something straight flying, Julian, that you don't want to get too long here.
Yeah, I like the Envy. So a disc that flies like that on this hole.
That's a good choice if you release it flat. And the one thing to worry about is that one tree you can kind of see about 3 feet left of the basket, about 100 feet up. That's what you want to miss. And let's see what Chris does here with this probable Bronte Creek disc. And that is the wrong gap.
Well, he's still got a good amount of the distance, and it's not too punishing if you end up on the left side.
No, and this was our MPO field CTP hole. And Jeremy Hewitt on my card had just put this about 12 feet from the basket, and I put it 13 feet. And we all decided that Jeremy was closer. And we knew that these guys would be trying to contest for that. And Cam looks to have done that. We'll have to see. I don't think so, though. Maybe Jeremy will hold on to that. That's a very important prize. For the rest of us playing below these guys, that was something to cheer for. Chris Brown.
A little bit too much angle on that one, but he's still all the way down.
Yep, and he's got a 23-footer. And there's Jeremy's CTP, still standing true.
North strong and free. Discgolf.com.
And shout out to the Canadian National Anthem. Harp from James, and that's got to admit that.
No.
Yeah, dead on. And he cheers for it. He loves it.
Yes. I'm
Yes.
still relatively open for my next shot.
And I beat in my harp a little more. And the smooth...
Oh, hit another early tree.
And we're going to get to see a nice step putt probably from James Duong here for par. And this hole does have some teeth. I know I bogeyed it both rounds and I wasn't happy about it, but... Oh, hang on, sorry. Just the first round. And then I birdied it the second round. My bad. Which is not relevant at all to what you're seeing now.
Which is Chris Oslin's putt. It's a long one.
55 feet, and come on now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, good up.
Yep. Chris will have a par. And James, let's see this. This guy's putt, I'm telling you, I don't know.
Oh, hits the chains. Oh, darn.
You know, he's one of those guys, when it disc leaves his hand, you never count it out until it doesn't land in the basket. He's such a great putter. And chaining Rampion, as I spoke about earlier, to this tournament last year. Always smiling, great person. And Chris Brown for bird. To get within one of Cam.
Oh, shoot.
Ooh, left side chain out, a little bit high, a little bit left. Chris hopefully can convert for his par after that, Julian.
And let's see what Cam does.
And this is a birdie putt, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, it's going to be dead center.
With the Zanini P2. Oh, no.
Oh, looks right at his fingers, and that was an issue all day for everybody. Wet, sticky, dry, cold. It was, and as the round went on, it was colder. The grip was just, it was very difficult to commit to a putt. Speaking of committed putts, Chris Brown gets his par. James wastes no time to get his par.
Bogey, unfortunately, on
That's
that
what
one.
I said. I wasn't done yet. Pierogi.
Pierogi.
Shout out to Polish food. And Chris with his kielbasas. And Chris with his par. And Cam with the unfortunate par putt as well.
Yeah, that hole showed its teeth there for these guys. Shoot.
Cam playing in a baseball cap and sweater is an animal because it was cold out there. I know myself personally, I had 37 layers on.
Yeah, it was very chilly.
Almost could use like a multicolored scarf or something.
Yeah, oh, there we go. Chris Ozolins is taking that memo.
Perfect.
One bogey on the card, James Duong. The other three gentlemen all parred it, which leaves Cam Zanini still in the lead. So let's see what they do on hole 3. What do we have?
It's pronounced must get.
Ah,
This is a very simple putter, forehand, backhand, whatever. There's 4 trees in the middle there. Miss all of them. And even if you hit them really, Julian, you're in circle 1. So throw something. I think a forehand putter, like a zone maybe, or something overstable, or a mid maybe, on a bit of a hyzer and have it crash. The only danger, like you mentioned in round 1, is that drop off behind the basket. And Chris doesn't go to the forehand, of course, because I said it. And that's going to be parked off a tree and into the edge of circle.
yeah, this hole is relatively forgiving.
It is, and he's still probably, what, 25 feet? Mm-hmm. Oh, no, 26, I'm wrong.
You got that tradesman's eye.
It's just, I can't, it's just like a gift. I don't know. Cam going backhand, I would have assumed forehand from him as well, and this looks really nice, is what I would say if it didn't hit that tree. God, that would be a bad card mate.
Yeah,
Everything
so
I say is the opposite.
if you ever play with Justin, and I have a couple of times, he nice shots every hole.
Okay, but in my defense,
In a good one. He does like it.
I'm trying so hard. I'm like, wow, that's a great shot. And Chris gets to edge of circle.
It's not a
with
bad
forehand.
thing, just so you know, though. If you don't like being nice shotted,
Yeah, and I'm not malicious. I don't believe in the outcome changing from that, but it really appears that it does. And this is going to be perfect, is what I would say if it didn't skip down the hill, for goodness sakes.
that's still not bad, though. He's
It
edge of
is bad.
circle.
He's got nothing.
He's edge of circle. He has a turbo putt from a knee, maybe.
That's nothing. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm so positive about this game because I want everyone to do well.
Okay, I got the knee almost.
Not a turbo, but
Oh, that's not an easy line.
I'm sorry, James. I'm sorry to everyone on this card. It's not an easy hole. It's my fault.
Oh, great run. Hits the basket a touch too low, but really you can't expect a whole lot from the position that he had to putt from.
I believe I've been in trouble before for discussing people's shots as they were happening. Julian has once told me, or maybe 5 times, stop doing that. So,
Cam
we go.
Zanini. Oh no!
I didn't say anything that time.
I think this basket might be slightly higher than
Well, it is
standard basket.
I would say topographically it is.
Oh yes, great call.
Thank you. A little bit from where they are. So this might be a front basket. I'm going to say that now so he puts it in. Oh,
Nice.
That's what I got to do. That
There
was
we go.
Very, very crisp putt.
That was.
Very committed and confident.
From
Great
Chris
putt.
Brown.
Yep, not the one you're thinking of. Julian keeps laughing at that, even though I've used it 12 times. Maybe 13.
Chris Ozolins drains his putt as
Not
well.
the one you're thinking of.
Great birdie from Oz. Fantastic. So we have 2 more cleanups here for par.
Oh, simul putt.
Oh,
Love
look at
those.
that.
Sanctioned.
Courtesy violation.
Yeah, Julian is putting strokes on these guys a week later.
Sorry, gentlemen. 3 pars, 1 birdie. Oh, I must have miscounted one of them. But otherwise, that's a tough hole. It can be a tough hole. It's not hard to get a par.
No.
It can be tough to get a birdie with those guardian trees around the basket.
And like I said in the course preview before we started playing here, it's one of those courses where you're like, wow, this is so easy, I have to get this, and you almost strain yourself or put pressure on yourself to put it super close.
Yeah. So speaking of easy, we're going into hole 4, which is not
no,
easy.
I laughed because it's only easy because it's a par 4. But
Right.
bottom line is you can make a hole par 6 or par 1. It's just a matter of how many shots you do it in. This is a 3-shot hole. Except for when
Yes.
Chris eagled it from longs, and now we're playing shorts, so maybe I'm wrong on that too. And maybe I should quit commentary, Julian.
This is where I ended up over the road to the left there, just with several tree kicks in a row.
Yeah, I think my brother was describing he had an unfortunate triple on this hole, which can happen very easily. And Chris is a little understable
wow.
here. Yeah. Probably still fine.
Not going to get the eagle this time, I would imagine, but he still has a fairly straight look for his upshot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see from there.
And anytime there's a par 4 that's 263 feet, you know it's probably a pretty tough tee shot because that is a par 3 2 and 2, true and true, North Disc Golf.
.com. And these are the 2 trees. Like this, without those 2 trees, this is an okay par 3. Like not too hard, not too easy. It's a decent par 3, but those 2 trees really make the hole difficult, as you can see with every single person almost hitting them.
Because these guys are missing their lines by like literally inches.
Yeah. What's James going to do, though?
He's gonna throw it. He's got to get it down there, I think. Like, it's got to be pretty close, right?
Ooh.
Here we go.
Flip up forehand between the two trees.
And people making fun of James to his face by laughing at him. I'm not sure what that's all about.
But we're going to find out when he finds his disc, and hopefully it's under the basket.
Or in it. We'll have to see if he aced a par 4. Chris Brown.
Albatross. Chris Brown just getting back to the fairway. And not the fairway you're thinking of. Cam Zanini lining up his second shot.
Yep. Definitely heating his hand up with the mono glove strategy a la Michael Jackson. And getting himself to a spot where he can pitch over for a par, Julian.
Mm-hmm. So even though the distance, it's only 263 feet, these guys are pitching out to get to the center so that they can do their upshot and try and make the par.
Yeah. Sometimes it's good to take your medicine and just understand that you got to get an easy 4 here, and don't try and take off too much on your upshot if you're in trouble off the tee.
Yeah, never a bad idea to play safe golf.
Oh, the one stump Chris had to miss, and he's just kind of leaning in the background like, really?
I'm going to cut that down a little bit shorter tonight.
And he would, if he did that about 10,375 more times, that disc might go through the tree, depending on how rotten it was.
James, this is where his drive ended up.
So this is a good spot for him to attack the pin like that. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
What is with
trees? Why? I believe there is another professional that I've heard who said, why are trees? And we still have no answer.
No, and that person is very smart. Probably has a really great disc in his name that everyone buys. And that's a great shot. And he goes over the stump, and they're all laughing about how he just missed it, it sounds like. Chris Brown shaking his head kind of like, how did that not happen to me? And not that Chris... never mind.
Chris Ozolins putting
And he hits the stump. Wow. Donald Stump is making his face known on this hole. Was it stump or trunk?
It was Donald Trunk, but that works just as well.
Okay.
If you put the two together, it's Donald Stunk.
Strunk. And he does probably... Anyway. James, circle 2 look for birdie. Getting nice and low here. Let's go.
Oh.
Just kind of struggling on the green here all day. And by green, I mean white.
The putting white and slushy and pine needles, I guess?
Yeah, they're under there somewhere, Julian. And Chris for par. Good putt. Man, he has not let camera jitters show whatsoever. These other guys have been on camera quite a bit.
And the other Chris with the matching hat, we can't tell them apart at this point.
Looking a little bit like Dopey from Seven Dwarfs with his ears hanging out. But he's not Dopey. He's a very smart man, so great putt from Chris there. And shout out to Snow White. For no reason at all.
For eating an apple and getting a movie made about it.
Yeah, I mean...
Ring the bell.
That's it.
Next card can go.
Chris Brown
good courtesy
saying,
move.
all right, guys, go ahead.
We're clear because you cannot see the basket from the tee pad. Not
Agreed.
even close.
And that's actually a safety
Concern.
Concern, yeah.
Device. One birdie, Chris Ozolins. He is now tied with Cam Zanini after 4 holes in our round 2 coverage. The other 3 have parred it, and we are heading into hole 5, which is a
gauntlet, boys.
Fairly short par 4 from the short tee. It's only 311 feet. I'd be curious to see if some of these pros will throw it up and over some of the trees. It's tougher to do from the long tees, but there is kind of an S shape to the fairway, which is why it's not just a nice, easy 311-foot uphill shot.
It's very much so uphill as well, so I'm glad you mentioned that.
The basket finishes with a mound kind of in front of it, but let's see what these guys do.
I mean, this is maybe the chance for some of these guys to get a bit aggressive here. Like this. This is very aggressive. And that's going to be stable out, and that's still fine. If he hits that gap by about 5 more feet, he's up there putting for eagle. And Chris Ozolins, if we know anything about Chris, he likes eagles, Julian.
He does. He is a big fan of eagles, whether they're golden or bald. He loves them all. Chris Brown, the disc golfer.
Uh-oh, and that's a bit early. And that's got to hit something to get... Oh, boy, and it's not good over there.
Yeah, he put a lot of meat into that throw, and it just ended up deep in the left.
Especially considering he's a vegetarian. Not accurate at all. Just made that up.
He might be.
Oh.
Do you know?
I have no clue. I was just, trying to make a joke.
Oh, this shot looks fantastic.
Come on now, stay in the middle. Great shot.
Perfect shape. That's exactly what you want to do. You don't have to kind of flip up and avoid the trees on the left while also simultaneously avoiding the trees on the right.
And staying in the middle. And James Duong rounding out our card here. Smash. That's 2 under stable and early. Oh, you know what the funny thing is? I know that's about 120 feet of forward progression, but he's still fine. If he just gets this up there, like this, he's still going to have a
exactly
putt.
like that.
Look at this.
Wow.
Yep.
Great shot. He's ended up just behind the mound.
So, again, one of these, I don't want to say easy par 4s. It's a hard par 3 and easy par 4. So there's several par 3.5s on this course as Chris Brown takes his medicine. Probably a penicillin of sorts.
I heard he was allergic.
Oh, okay. Must be amoxicillin, or is that the same thing?
I have no idea.
Okay, Aleve. And he's going to have a straight 80-footer at it. Bit of a backstop, so he can give this a healthy run like this. And he's going to get his par. Very wise choice from that young man. Curious to know what that is hanging on the basket. Some sort of debris, or debris, if you will.
Cam Zanini with the forehand upshot. Just trying to get it close.
Like that.
Yeah, he's going to get a bird.
And Julian, would you say that constitutes being close?
I would say that is quite close.
Chris with his second way up there.
The wizard himself. He loves those Anheuser putts. Like from around...
Yeah, he's very... Like, the lines he gets off are great. So I didn't see where that finished because I think it was a wider disc. But is he parked or is he like 15 feet? I couldn't tell.
I think he's probably about 10, 12 feet. He might be down in that little mound, just behind the mound there from the camera.
Yeah, you can't see this little mound. Doink! James all day. And that just shows...
Oh, yeah. Look how close he is here.
Yeah.
And
oh, boy.
white disc, corner pocket.
Yeah. Which actually means in pool that you lost.
Yeah.
So, tough one for Chris.
And why would you call yourself losing at a time? As these gentlemen tap out their cards, tap out their discs for their card mates and each other. Just hand... There you go.
Yeah,
everyone's having a good time.
Sort of a fun spirit out there. And you can see Jeff and Lisa getting tired in the background there. They're saying, when is this going to end? Like, it's raining, I'm cold, this camera's heavy.
I think the rain may have stopped by this point.
Yes,
I think.
good call. You're right.
Yeah. So 2 birdies.
Still cold and everything's still heavy.
2 birdies from our leaders, 9 down for both Cam Zanini and Chris Ozolins. So this is a tight race, guys. After hole 5, we had 2 pars as well. Chris Brown and James Duong falling back a little bit at 4 down and 3 down each. Hole 6, what do we have?
Wide open field shot. I'm not going to say a must get, but this is kind of the only open shot you have on this course, especially with the way it was playing with no out of bounds today, thanks to Brad Reimer's gracious rules. So I'm going to say you're going to want to throw something, either a hyzer flip to flat and kind of skid it up to this basket. I find the forehand an easier play, in my opinion, to kind of take all that right side stuff out of the play. But whatever you can throw 342 feet to a basket is what you want to do, essentially.
I've seen some guys try to crash. There's a cedar tree just to the right of the basket.
Yeah.
And just throw it right at that cedar tree.
And this is...
That needs to fade.
Oh my, that's crushed. That's way past it.
That is... So that's not the cedar I was talking about.
Wow, Chris smashed that.
Those aren't the cedars you're looking for.
Okay, hang on. Shawshank Redemption?
Nope.
Dang.
Star Wars.
Oh, I would
Gotta keep with the theme. These aren't the droids you're looking for.
I'm sorry.
Cam Zanini.
Flip, and not going to even get any turn whatsoever, but good distance. So
he's going to be right on the left tip of that star or past it.
Well, he's probably pin high, but maybe 110 feet left.
And that's a tough side to approach the basket from.
He really showed some touch, though, in round 1, getting it to sit under the basket on this treacherous hillside.
Yep, good call.
Chris Brown up next with some sort of Innova disc. That is gone forever, and you'll never see it again.
Sayonara.
Oh, my goodness.
Now, I had a guy on my card throw it in from not too far from there.
In the basket?
In the basket, yeah.
Holy
it was
cow.
A crazy shot, a lean-out forehand Anheuser. It was pretty cool. Not quite that deep, though.
Flip.
Oh, this looks good.
Come on. Sit.
This looks really good.
Was that a Star Wars reference, too?
No.
Oh.
That just looked really good.
I just don't know why you've made it sound so weird like that.
I don't know. I like the look of that throw. That was a well-thrown disc, James.
But your voice went like an octave lower.
Well, I really like the way that was thrown, James.
All right. And I'm going to take over from now. Solo commentary. And let's see what poor Chris Brown has to deal with here. And not the Chris Brown you're thinking of. And he's got to go almost backwards or lateral to get it out in the middle, and not going to par from there, Julian.
No, that is a tough spot to be taking an upshot from.
Because you can't really give a bid on that disc, right? You can't give a bid from there.
No, you'd end up pretty far
way
down
the
that hill.
unless you smashed it.
Cam Zanini with the smart layup.
And I think Chris will probably follow suit. Yeah, it looks like a layup of sorts. And no princess involved here, because that is a smart layup. A smay-up, if you will. And is that James's towel waving from... Is there wind now, Julian?
Yeah, the wind actually did pick
up a little bit, didn't it?
Yeah, it picked up in the second round.
Let's go! Oh, doink!
And that's the cedar tree that you can end up in.
Gosh, that was such a good run. It's so bad to see a guy not get any kind of love whatsoever.
So I believe it was a bit of a headwind on this hole at this point.
Like from the tee box?
Yeah.
Okay. Right, we did see a couple of very visible turnovers, and Chris had a line still somehow. Sit down now, please.
That was a fantastic tree kick and rollback.
Yeah.
That could have gone 78 different ways, and it went the one that benefited him the most.
Agreed. And
James cleaning up the par. Big smile.
Fortunately to James, after that great run, he had an 8-foot tap in, so that's good because that was a very nice bid.
Is James carrying a Joey in his pouch?
You have to explain to me. Is that like a kangaroo reference?
I think it's a kangaroo baby. Isn't that what they're called?
Oh my God, yeah.
It looks like he's carrying one, doesn't it?
If anybody doesn't like Julian's intelligence level, just hit us up on YouTube here with a comment, because his knowledge is astounding to me.
It's a kangaroo.
Oh, what a fist pump from Chris Oz. And
it's like, I'm not going down the hill.
I think so. What I think happened is, and this is just my opinion, is that the sweaters were a slightly bigger fit than everyone thought. My medium fits me very large. So maybe James is like, I'm going to wear it, but it's a little big on him.
That's fair. But James, put it through the wash one time, put it in the dryer, turn the heat up a tiny bit, and it'll shrink down to the perfect size. Mine did.
Julian shows his wealth of knowledge again, and
it's laundry.
Yeah, but James's is red. You didn't even mention wash it by itself first.
Sorry, wash it by itself, colors, etc. That's Justin's forte.
Yeah, and Chris Brown with the lone bogey there. The rest of the guys picked up their par. On not really a must get, but speaking of must gets, Julian.
Yeah, this is the one that I was saying in the first round is the easiest hole, and
yes,
not from longs, but from shorts. It's a 244 foot. Right to left downhill shot. It's not very far. It's not a tough shot.
This is an ace run, folks.
Yeah.
This is what a true ace run is: downhill and just throw it at the basket and put it in one shot.
Yeah, you want to throw something, maybe a stable putter, a stable mid range. You can also do a big hyzer if you want to crash it near the basket like this.
Missed that. Missed those. Missed them.
Yeah, and that's a great play.
Yeah.
You throw something high enough, it's gonna skip a little bit. This is actually, interestingly enough, the only hole that I was noticing disc skip on was hole 7 at the base of the hill. So
I wonder why. Maybe because they have more elevation, speed, like hitting the ground or something.
Yeah, that makes
higher
sense.
up. I don't know. Myself, I hit the pole in the second round here with a flick, the actual disc, not the type of shot. Well, it was a forehand as well. It was a skip and pull hit. That was nice. As Cam puts it in circle 1 as well, maybe 23 feet. Nice soft backhand. And Kangaroo Mama.
She's throwing her harp.
That is not going to be good. Come on, get out of there.
That wasn't a typical
just kidding. It's going to be really good. I wasn't done yet.
I was doubting it. I was seriously doubting that.
James was seriously doubting that, it sounds like, by what he said. Chris Brown.
That's what he said.
Soaking wet Chris Brown here.
Throwing his rat. Maybe.
Looks more like a mouse, Julian, or some sort of rodent. Okay, good shot. So everyone's got a circle 1 putt here for their 2, as you probably should on this hole. And the disc is
there.
Right
we are.
There. Very nice peach color.
Aiming for our cameraman.
Or camera woman, because I think it was Lisa at this point, and Jeff. Teaming up. Jeff was Mary Poppins holding the camera or the umbrella for her, so that was very nice of him. Cam, first go here for his birdie putt. Focusing.
Oh, baby.
Oh, man.
Great putt. Gets the birdie.
The Italian Stallion strikes again. 10 down, folks.
He's unstoppable today.
I agree.
Oh, and it's worth noting this is a one-day tournament. It's 2 rounds, morning and afternoon.
Yep. Which is pretty much what you want in the wintertime. Any kind of competitive disc golf in the winter, let's just get it done in one day, boys.
And wear layers.
Yes, layer. Never mind. Oh, and Chris Brown lays up for a par. Safe play. He smiles. Probably should be running that for birdie from there. James Duong capitalizes on his opportunity with that harp of narrowly avoiding those trees, Julian. Ooh, woo.
A little bit of basket love.
Yeah. Ozolins. Yep.
Stabs it right in the heart of the basket.
It's so funny watching every person pick up their disc and whip it off because how wet it is off the ground, and then towel it in the background.
You want to bring several towels on a round like this.
Oh, Canada, folks. What a flag reference right there. Just shows you which country we're playing in. That's kind of cool.
3 birdies, 1 par. Chris Ozolins and Cam Zanini are still head-to-head. They're going...
Yes.
There's going to have to be some separation at some point. Oz is putting together a really great round. He's 5 down through 7.
Yeah.
And so...
Chris Brown with the very weird layup choice on that one, but that's fine. Something's going to have to give here unless we see we want to see maybe a playoff. That'd be cool.
Oh, yeah, for sure it would be. Hole 8, 240 feet. It's a straight shot at the basket. From shorts, that's all it is. It's really, you want to avoid some trees on the right, but you're not too close. You can throw a gentle forehand. You can throw something that flips to flat on a backhand, but just throw it straight at the basket.
Yeah, I think a forehand flex is good play here, or a turnover putter. This is so 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and almost 12 is like birdie alley. You want to get at least 4 or 5 of these. Mm-hmm. You have to, and this looks really good. He should be circle's edge for his birdie. That being Chris Ozolins.
And not the Chris Ozolins you're thinking of.
I'm not sure why I can't stop laughing. I don't, like we've said it like a lot. Here we go. And Julian, your thoughts on this disc again? Sorry,
I think it's a P3X.
Well, let's watch how it flies first. Oh yeah, that's very stable. Good call.
I think.
Hang on, I'm gonna watch this in the bag real quick. I wasn't joking. Just kidding. I don't want to pay for data.
So between the front 9 and the front 11 and the back 9, we are going to get well versed in Cam Zanini's discs.
Yeah, and I think as anyone that was actually good at their job doing commentary would actually know these things before. As James gets the local route, and his disc is still spinning, Julian.
Yeah, he puts a ton of spin on his discs.
No kidding.
I've noticed a couple of Cams as well. When they land, they just keep going.
Must be MPO, that's why. As Julian said earlier, these guys are MPO, and there are other 3 of us in this division that are MPOK. And I laughed very hard at that because I thought it was a very good reference. As Chris throws a frisbee towards that yellow target up there and unfortunately stables out a bit early. And this is a tough shot, Julian.
He's got a lot of stuff in his way.
Yeah. There should be a term for that stuff. Stuff. I don't know what it... Oh, bar down.
Thick brush? I don't know. If only there's one word that describes it.
Oh, wait, that's actually something else, I think.
Cam Zanini with a look for bird.
Mm-hmm. Forced to go to a straddle because of that low stuff in his... Come on now.
Oh, nice run. A little bit to the right of the basket.
Yeah, and like I said, it's anytime you don't throw a straddle for about 10, 11 holes, it's tough to kind of... straddle.
A straddle.
It's tough to kind of commit to that line. And Chris Brown forced to go to a straddle as well. Not to be confused with the breakfast pastry. Sorry, strudel.
A strudel.
Oh, sorry.
A strudel putt from Chris Brown.
And another ill-advised layup. So Chris Brown kind of taking the foot off the gas pedal here. And let's see what Oz can do, Julian. Oh,
I think Oz just took the lead.
That was like crispy crunch. Is that a chocolate bar?
That is.
Okay, then that's how he's putting.
For any of you out of people who are out of Canada, Crispy Crunch, I think, is a Canadian chocolate bar.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Is there any like American equivalent or Finnish equivalent or Swedish?
Likely. Comment below. Let us know. Or you'll go down by the bay. I just may.
And
Chris Brown tapping out his bogey.
Theo Seuss strikes again. Chris Brown.
Oh, so much snow. He wasn't expecting it.
He's got it still, though. He still caught it. He was just playing with our emotions.
He's like, please, I hope the camera didn't catch that.
Sorry, Chris, we did catch that. And after 8 here, Julian, what's going on?
2 birds from Chris Ozolins and James Duong.
Oh, and it looks like we got a leader.
Par from Cam Zanini and a bogey from Chris Brown. Chris Ozolins is putting together one heck of a front 11. He's 6 down through 8, and he just took the lead. The other guys are falling back a little bit. Not Cam, he's still right there with them. But it's a battle.
Speaking of muskets,
hole 9, 202 feet. The basket is on a slight slope downhill. Really, you can throw whatever your most accurate disc is, throw it right at the basket.
That's well
this
said.
Is wide open. I tried to do a big hyzer that just kind of crashed to the basket and was 90 feet short, so don't do that.
Okay.
Just throw whatever you got right at the basket.
Yeah, there's a left to right crosswind, so the hyzer was not a great play today unless you threw it higher.
Yeah, like look at that flag bend up there.
It's kind of moving. And I think the play here is to go a bit long because you don't want that downhill putt, and this looks really nice. This is the type of shot you want.
Oh my God.
And they're yelling because it almost hit the cameraman, Jeff, in the head.
He dodged it though.
He did dodge it, and he did not miss the disc, Julian.
That was
being in circle 1.
MPO dodge.
975 rated dodge from Jeff Berta. And hey, Jeff's waving to us in the booth over there. And we got a backhand from young James Duong.
Go in the basket.
Come on now. Oh, man.
What a shot. Holy cow.
2 for 2 on park jobs here. As Julian goes to his standard holy cow excitement sound.
No pressure, Cam Zanini. What have you got?
Cam Zanini with a very interesting piercing through the middle of his ear, I just noticed.
Come on.
Ooh! I don't know if those guys can know how close that was to going in.
So, yeah, like I said, your most accurate throw it right at the basket.
Yeah, so whatever you can throw in the cage in one shot from this rubber pad is what you want to do. And Chris Brown says, no pressure, but I got to do this too.
I don't know if that's a rat now. I just saw the
And I don't know if that's the
profile.
same Chris Brown we're thinking of.
Look at Lisa. That went over her back that time. She had to dodge it.
Jeez. Some
these
acrobatic
guys-
teamwork down there on the camera crew.
Yeah, that's some good training they've had ahead of time to
Yeah, here at True North Disc Golf, we put our camera crew through Ninja Warrior training before they can actually get out on the course and film, because clearly it's a prerequisite, Julian.
yeah, and they have to do some touring dodgeball games.
Tough one from Chris. That would have been the first long putt, or the only long putt in a star frame attempt here, besides this one.
Cam Zanini.
And if you want to have an ace run, Cam, this might be what you're left with.
Bit of a tailwind from this angle for him. And he knows it.
Woo! God, did he just
Jog,
know that one
run,
in?
stop, grab it, smile, be happy. Great putt. You deserve it.
He's looking good, Julian. If I was Chris Oz right now, I'd be like, yeah, I don't like this one-stroke lead. And Chris has got a 12-footer to maintain that lead. And he's definitely wise here in not losing his focus on such a close putt. That's very important.
Yeah, well done.
Mm-hmm.
Gets the bird. Maintains his lead. And we got a couple of cleanups here.
Let's go CB.
Ooh.
Oh, my goodness. A lot of pace on that putt. Almost
Yeah.
like the pull and came back. Sometimes that happens. So, Julian, sometimes when you get to a course, there's a basket that people are tending to practice putting on before they start their round. And this is in the prime location for that, right beside the hole 1 tee pad. And those chains seem to get worked in a little bit more. We have it at Chicopee on hole 4. For some reason, the pole just seems to be hit more often. I'm not sure. Maybe that's what happened there.
Yeah,
But
makes
Chris
sense.
Brown
Loosens the chains up a bit.
has a perfect putt and it almost comes out for his par.
Yes.
Yeah, if chains can get loose, that's good. I don't know.
3 birdies, 1 par. It's still a fight here along the top. So Chris Ozolins and Cam Zanini going at it.
Yeah, I'd like to say that maybe James and Chris at this point appear to be kind of non-contenders, and the chase card, we were 5 back at the beginning of this round, so probably non-contenders as well. So this looks like the Chris Oz and Cam Zanini show, Julian.
Yeah, I think so. And here we go. We're going to hole 9.1.
We're getting into the decimal system here, the Dewey Decimal.
Don't you know the Dewey Decimal System? Now that's an obscure reference. If any of you know that one.
Was that Star Wars?
Nope.
Simpsons.
Nope.
That's it. That's all I got.
If anyone knows that movie, comment
Don't
below.
tell me, because I'm going to think about it as we
All right.
play this hole.
235 feet though. You want to avoid the no pet
Oh my God, I got it.
leash
I
sign.
got it, Julian.
Yeah.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
UHF.
Yes. Yeah, it's from the Weird Al movie
yeah.
UHF.
So Weird Al made a movie a long time ago with, what's Kramer?
Michael Richardson.
Yeah, him.
I think. Michael Richards.
That was it. And it was him playing Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah. Conan the Librarian.
Yes. Okay, sorry. Back to disc golf here.
James Duong.
Oh,
Hits the tree.
Fortunate Donald Trunk strikes for two times on the same hole. Wow, that was a very obscure reference, and I doubt anyone in the world besides you and I know what that is.
Please let us know. We're not losers, I swear. Cam Zanini lining up his backhand.
I think we're losers. That's fine.
And if that skips, that could be really good. Yeah, that's he's
That's money.
18 feet away
Yeah.
for his bird.
And someone playing at Cam Zanini's level today is not missing that putt. Let's see what Chris Brown can do. Took on and off. He can't decide.
He just wants to feel the wind in his luscious locks.
And this looks a bit early and too much high. Oh, my goodness.
Michelle branched.
Those are the two options. It's Michelle Branched or Donald, what did I say? Trunk?
Donald Trunk.
Or Donald Stump.
Or Donald Stump if it's a cutoff trunk.
Right. Okay, circle 2-putt from James. We got to see one of these drop for this young man today. Come on. Nope, not today.
Yeah,
As we
tough
had
one.
the picturesque Christie Lake in the background. And embarrassing moment for your commentator, yours truly, Justin Murphy here. I said to the guys on my card, look how great the Grand River looks today. And the one guy looked at me and kind of smiled, and I wasn't smiling, and he said, I think that's Christie Lake.
Oh, wow. Chris Brown from downtown. Nails it. What a putt.
53-footer.
Holy cow.
And not the R&B musician. Like, that was a great putt.
And Chris Ozolins can't match what Chris Brown just did. But, wow, great putt.
Good effort, though. Chris Brown, all day long, just money in the bank.
Cam Zanini.
That's in. Don't worry, Cam. Don't even question it. Just walk up, pick your disc up like you meant to put it there, and move on.
Yeah, but that ties him for the lead again.
Yes, sir.
That putt?
That's right, because Chris went a little bit right and long. James smiling, of course.
Oh, gives a little wink to
This,
his card mate.
this had the feel more of like a fun kind of I don't
Like a
know,
fun league round
a casual
almost?
league round, exactly. Like sort of competitive, but not super competitive. So it was a really fun day, and like I said, for a great cause. So
And what have we got? We had 2 birdies and 2 pars.
ridiculous putt from Christopher Brown.
Oh, massive. Cam Zanini tied with Chris Ozolins now, again in the lead. And Chris Brown and James Duong are battling for 2nd and 3rd place.
Yes, they are. Because
3rd and 4th place.
Yes.
I didn't math very well there.
Well, I would have said the same thing in your defense.
And we are going to hole 9.2. What do we have, Justin?
We got a 350-foot shot.
Where are they going? They haven't teed off yet.
They have already shot. We just didn't see it. It's a hyzer flip to hit between the gaps. There's 2 kind of large trees on the left here that are side by side, and another one about 15 feet to the right. You want to try and have your disc hyzer before that and skip to the basket. If not, you can throw a forehand, but I really think the backhand is the play here. Hyzer flip to flat and have it stable up near the end and skip to the basket. It's a perfect shot for this. And these are temp holes.
Yes.
So not often played or ever played except for this tournament and maybe a couple other Christie Lake tournaments. And this looks a bit early.
And you know what? He's likely just outside the circle, maybe a 40-footer.
And he just smashed a circle 2 putt earlier, I believe on hole 8? 9. Doesn't matter. Cam Zanini can putt. And Chris with no effort can really smash a disc. And this looks long, Julian.
That would be OB if there was OB this tournament.
Right, and that's only subjective to you because who knows what that rule is. What if roads aren't OB?
I think they are on this
What
one.
if it's IB?
On this totally temporary hole that I've always played a whole lot of times. I guarantee. I have no idea, but likely.
Yeah, this looks a bit low, but the line's good, so hopefully we can get some terrible ground play.
Yeah, that just sat dead.
I did, and if that had just not hit that mound there, it probably could have flared right toward the basket.
James Duong throwing what looks like a
Frisbee.
of sorts. Looks like a fairly stable high-speed driver, though.
This looks really good.
And that is how you want to throw.
Oh, look at that pretty stamp on that. Looks like a double stamp, Julian. You're really good with discs. Do you think that was stamped twice?
I have no idea. It did look like it, but tough call. And he's inside circle 1. And so this is our longest look here.
Looks like they've got a low ceiling, and he's going through the ceiling, Julian.
He doesn't believe in ceilings.
Nope, he doesn't. He lives in an open concept home, clearly with one level, and puts it right beside the basket for a par.
And he's going to step putt over or through the chains?
It
In
looks like
front of the
it's
chains.
between his feet right now, maybe. Nope, sorry, it's just behind his left calf.
And if you have a left calf, please comment on this video.
Can I comment? I feel like I
Sure.
have a left calf, Julian. Oh my goodness.
What a run. Look at
Running it.
Cam and James are so excited about that one. They thought that was in.
That was, I thought
was
to
it.
myself, what? Oh, here we go.
Get there.
Like he was 68 feet there.
Oh,
Not
great
67,
run.
not 69. He was 68 feet. And that just tickled the chains. And now Cam's thinking, okay,
I got to dry off my hand for this putt.
I got to lick my fingers, then dry it off for some reason. And,
I could take the lead here.
oh, God. If that's
All
the
those
last-
thoughts are going through his head.
I hope not.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, they were.
Whenever I say, oh, hey, Justin, you're going to, take the lead here, which is never, I often miss the putt pretty badly. So hopefully
James
Cam
Duong.
wasn't thinking that.
And what a great drive from James Duong there.
Smiling, of course, because James Duong is doing that.
Landed in the footprints of the cameraman.
Camera person.
Camera person.
And James has a lot of fun when he plays, which, I mean, like I said, we're playing disc golf. Everyone's so friendly playing this game, and it's such a fun time out there. And kudos to Christie Lake for putting this on. And like I said, getting all that food and money for the charity, it's just a wonderful thing. Chris Brown smiling, of course.
Yeah, well-run event by the TDs. Brad Reimer was the TD, and I believe Emilio Rataco was the assistant TD.
And Cam marks his disc with a glove, which is allowed in this tournament.
We had a guy on my card was marking his with a bush light.
Definitely not a sanctioned tournament, that's for sure.
Yeah. And so that is it. That is hole number 11. Look at how happy all these guys are. They're on their way to hole 10 because that was 9.2.
Yep. Good call, Julian.
One birdie from James Duong with that fantastic drive. We've still got a tie atop the leaderboard between Cam Zanini and Chris Ozolins at 12 down. So if you want to see how this finishes off, you're going to have to stick around and watch the back nine coverage. And who knows, we might be wearing a different hat. We might be in a different background. Things could totally change.
We might be in a different place altogether, like maybe a different city in Ontario.
Who knows? But things could totally change between now and the back nine.
Yes.
So we are True North Disc Golf. Visit our website, truenorthdiscgolf.com. Visit the store. We're above it right now. You might meet us here. You might meet the fantastic guys in the store. Very knowledgeable. They'll teach you about disc golf if you don't watch play already. And there is a huge selection. You will see it. And that's at 51 Woody at Drive in Brantford. And that is it. Thank you very much for joining us. I am Julian.
I'm Justin, and we're going to catch you guys for the conclusion of this tournament and follow us. Right now, we're going downstairs to do an in the store, so stay tuned.
See you later.